Hey, congratulations. You have started your business and you're moving forward. But what about the EIN, LLC, payroll, bookkeeping, taxes, insurance, bank account, credit cards? All of these matters. What's the best way? What's relevant? And I'd like to show you a clear path of all of these matters, what is necessary, and what's the pipeline you can go through. My name is Johnny Petrucco. I'm an IRS enrolled agent, QuickBooks Pro advisor, and a business advisor. I have helped multiple businesses get started, get going, and scaling. Now, when you got into the card business, into the hobby, you got your dream job. Hey, in a perfect world, you could just buy and sell cards, not have to worry about business, legal, tax matters, and do what you love. Help people, make a difference, and make some money. Well, we have a reality. And, many of us have already done some of these things. We know about an LLC. We know about some of these matters, but some are confused and some already have a certain path that you've done, but maybe that was not necessary. Or maybe you're missing out and you should probably go step backwards. Maybe even call me. You feel free to click my link in the description and I'd be happy to walk you through whatever you're at the beginning or you're in the middle or at the end of your business journey. Please reach out. I can be happy to help. One of the first questions I get asked when someone is started, they have their business name, they have an idea of what they want to do. Hey, should I be a sole proprietor or an LLC? It definitely depends. And there's a lot of conversation about an LLC. And I've helped a number of people form their limited liability company. That's different than a corporation and different than a sole proprietorship. By default, when you start making money in a business, you are a sole proprietor. So this means the money you made from your business is associated with your social security number. That's the way the government identifies you as an individual. Now, as a sole proprietor, you can apply for an EIN, an employer identification number. Most people form an LLC, a limited liability company, and then they apply for their EIN number. You can go either route. You can go straight to applying for your EIN or form the LLC and then get your EIN. Now, most people do and should go for the LLC first, but the drawbacks, of course, is the cost. Florida, it's $125. California, it's $800 each year to have your LLC. Just as a sole proprietor with an EIN, it's free. Now, for your EIN, only do this on the irs.gov website. And again, I can help you through the process of all this. Just reach out, but don't go through a third party when you get your EIN. So this is a quick application on irs.gov. And now with this EIN number, it's easier to do business transactions, particularly with a bank account, credit card. And this allows you to cover your personal social security number as you're doing business under the EIN. However, the reason people will go for the LLC is the limited liability protection that you don't have as a sole proprietor with an EIN. You do have it as an LLC with an EIN. So you should consider what kind of profession we're in. Construction, a lawyer. Now these have high risk, right? We do need the liability protection in case someone sues you. They can come after your personal assets. That's why an LLC is so key. Now with cards, generally the risk profile is fairly low, but we have some crazies. And so it's generally better to be on the safer side, but of course our industry is not the same as construction, so you can consider that and do that as you will. I really understand with California that's quite expensive, and especially if you're just getting started, it's totally okay to just keep your social security number, which is what you'll use eventually when you file taxes. It's good to get an EIN. You don't have to get an EIN either, because the next step is to get a business bank account. I believe there are some banks that still allow you to get a bank account with a social security number, but typically they put an EIN in the application. The reason you're getting a separate bank account, whether it's a business bank account or it could technically be a personal checking account, but the point here is you need to keep this separate. Only get a personal checking account for your business activity if you have your social security number. If you have an LLC formed, you certainly need your EIN and get the business bank account. One more consideration with an LLC versus a sole proprietor is a mental one, right? Getting your LLC, it's formal, it's cool. You've officially launched and formed a company. So this helps the motivation. It's a cost, but that's up to you on how you want to decide. Either way, you have to separate your personal and business spending. Even if under your social security number, do not commingle the funds. This is something very difficult in the beginning stages, but eventually make some strides to separate your transaction, which is the main reason why you're getting a business bank account and a business credit card. Another time I can talk about the best business credit cards and how you can use credit card points in a tax-free way. There's all kinds of things. In fact, this whole video, there's so much we can talk about, but I will try to keep it more high level and go in detail. If you want to reach out to me, I'm happy to help. And in future videos, we'll get into this more. A few more items. You should consider insurance. Many different kinds of businesses get a general liability insurance. In the collectibles sports card world, you should definitely consider collectibles insurance. If you have employees, depending on the state law, you're required to have workers' compensation insurance. Before I get to payroll, I want to make clear, as an LLC or sole proprietor, there is no tax advantage between the two. The LLC protects you legally from liability, but does not reduce your taxes. You can have the same taxable income, sole proprietor and LLC. Eventually, we're going to get to the S corporation, which is a great way to reduce taxes. But when we come to payroll, as an LLC or sole proprietor, you don't need to put yourself on payroll. You do not need a W-2, but your workers do. Now, whether they're a contractor or an employee that gets a W-2, contractor gets a 1099, it depends. In order to hire employees in your state, you have to apply for a state tax ID number. That can be done on your state Department of Revenue website, but this allows you to pick a payroll provider like Gusto or ADP, QuickBooks Payroll, and put in your EIN number, and that's how you can establish payroll. By the way, on your state website, you can also apply for a sales tax certificate. For resellers, this is pretty crucial because you don't pay sales tax when you purchase goods that you're going to resell. So that's quite important. Okay, if you're still with me, I did rapid touch all these different things, but here we are. The last point that I'd like to share for now is on S corporations. A sole proprietor, even if they have an EIN, they cannot directly convert to an S corporation. The S corporation saves you on your payroll taxes. If you made around $100,000 in profit, you could save at least $7,000, $8,000 in taxes. But the way to do that, typically it's by forming an LLC, getting your EIN, filing Form 2553 to become an S corporation. You can also directly incorporate as a corporation and then file a form to become an S corporation. So this is my world of taxes, and I have the processes and systems to execute these things. But the point here I just want to make is, if you're eventually scaling, you can't always stay a sole proprietor. You'll eventually need to LLC and then the S corp. Well, leave a comment if you have specific questions or points that I should go over more in the future. But I believe and I hope that this was helpful. And I'd love to help anyone out, because at Sports Card Tax Guy, I'm helping clients trade their IRS stress for financial success. Talk to you soon.